Hey everybody, welcome to the Sky Lounge, and this is Piggyskin Picks, where I pick the winners and losers of the upcoming week in the NFL. We already have week number 2's recap up right now at the Sky Lounge. Check that shit out on the channel. Without further ado, let's get to week number 3. The New York Jets versus the Cleveland Browns at Cleveland for Thursday Night Football. I'm going to pick the Jets. Low-scoring game. Tyrod Taylor's going to do his job, but I think Sam Darnold's going to lead in yards. Defense is going to turn up for both sides, but I just think the Jets are going to come out of this one alive. Jets with the win. And New Orleans Saints versus the Atlanta Falcons at Atlanta. I'm picking the New Orleans Saints to win. I think the Falcons, with all the injury problems on their defense, I don't think they're going to go away with a good win or a good battle at this point. I think Matt Ryan may revert back to just regular season Matt Ryan. So I'm gonna go with New Orleans on that one. Denver versus Baltimore at Baltimore. This one's a bit curious because I don't think either quarterbacks are good at this point. Yeah, Joe Flacco, Case Keenum, they're kind of on a downhill fucking mode at this moment. So I would take the better defense of the two, and obviously Denver being the better defense in my opinion. I think Denver wins. Denver's defense will carry them to a win. Let's just call it that. Cincinnati versus Carolina at Carolina. The Bengals have been on a really good streak. And Carolina, quite frankly, haven't been all that convincing for me. And so for me, I'm going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals win. And the Cincinnati Bengals will continue to just truck forward. And Carolina Panthers will kind of come out with a bit of an L on that one. New York Giants versus the Houston Texans. I'm calling the Texans. Yeah, it's at home. You're in Houston. And this should be a bounce-back game. This should, by all means, be a bounce-back game. Unless Eli gets some fucking help on that O-line, which doesn't seem likely, seeing his derp face. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to say the Houston Texans beat the New York Giants. Probably more than a touchdown, I would imagine. But let's see how that shit goes. But Tennessee Titans versus Jacksonville at Jacksonville. 2 possession or more win for Jacksonville. I think this is going to be a really easy. This should be an easy game for Jacksonville Jaguars. You got Blake Bortles playing out of his fucking mind last week. Defense should be good by all means. Yeah, no Leonard Fournette, but everything's rolling. Everything's rolling. So Jacksonville, by all means, should win this game. I'm calling Jacksonville more than 2 touchdowns. Oh boy, San Francisco versus Kansas City at Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes is second, my friend. I know I called him the third last week, but hey, we're gonna make mistakes. We're gonna correct mistakes. This is how we do things. Patrick Mahomes is second at home, easy peasy. I'm calling it an easy win for the Kansas City Chiefs. I would imagine more than 4 or 5 touchdowns for Patrick Mahomes. Maybe an interception in there. Let's go ahead and move on to the Oakland Raiders versus the Miami Dolphins at Miami. I think Oakland's going to keep this competitive, but somehow they're going to fucking choke this away in the fourth quarter, and Miami comes out with a win. Tannehill's on fire. Everything seems to be rolling pretty well in Miami, and the Raiders aren't really that high of a competition. So, by all means, Miami should win, and the Raiders are somehow going to choke this game, even though they're going to make it look as competitive as can be. Good luck, Raiders. All right, Buffalo Bills versus Minnesota Vikings. Again, why is Buffalo a team? Why is Buffalo even going out of Buffalo at this point? Yeah, Buffalo versus Minnesota Vikings. Come on. Minnesota's going to win. Let's move on. Okay, Indianapolis versus Philadelphia. Now, this is curious. This is actually going to be a good game because we had news that Lord Carson Wentz is going to be coming back on the football field. And Andrew Luck, as we know, has been playing pretty phenomenally for a guy who hasn't played football for 2 years. And so we're finally getting this fantasy matchup of Andrew Luck versus Carson Wentz. I'm very excited for this one. And you know what? I think the Philadelphia Eagles are going to come out of this one alive. Barely come out of this one alive. And the reason why I say this is because, I know Philadelphia doesn't really boast a great receiving core right now. Compared to Andrew Luck and his bullshit and that defense for Indianapolis, I don't think so, buddy. I don't think so. Philadelphia with the win, I don't even doubt it at this point. Green Bay versus Washington. The one curious thing about the Washington Redskins is you would think they'd be doing well. But again, old pieces. Old pieces on every front, and you're not addressing your issues of competitiveness in the NFC East. Green Bay, a one-legged Aaron Rodgers will beat the Washington Redskins. Green Bay Packers for the win on this game here. Now we got the Battle of Los Angeles, the Chargers versus the Rams. You know, the crazy thing about this game, I'm going to say this right now. I think more than people will expect, this is going to be a really close game. This game may go down to the wire, but I think the Rams have all the pieces in place. They should win by all means, but again, I think this is going to be a very marginal victory for the Rams. And when we talk about the next game, Chicago versus Arizona at Arizona, is this a joke? Is this a joke? I mean, between the Buffalo Bills and the Arizona Cardinals, I don't know which team should press the Control-Alt-Delete button. Because Chicago is going to just kill Josh Rosen. He's going to destroy that O-line. He's going to make Larry Fitzgerald look goddamn useless. I don't know. I think the Chicago defense is just going to fucking maul away Arizona, and it's just not even going to be a competition. Goodbye, Arizona. Chicago's going to win. So the bigger question really is Buffalo or Arizona going to be the number one overall pick for the upcoming draft? That's really a question in mind at this point. So, Dallas versus Seattle. Seattle Seahawks hosting the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, boy. I know I'm going to sound a bit of an arrogant cunt here, but it's the fucking Cowboys. You don't fucking lose to the Cowboys at home. And the one thing I have to say about the Cowboys is, you know, Zeke is looking fresh. Zeke is looking really good. That defense is pretty decent. I mean, albeit that stretch in the fourth quarter against the Giants, you fucking choked away a couple of points there. But I think somehow the Dallas Cowboys will do all right, despite being piss poor, relatively speaking, on offense. They'll be all right. And Seattle Seahawks comes out of this with a 4 or 5 point win, I would say. And it's going to be very fierce. It's going to be infuriating to watch this game. Because we've seen it in the O-line. We've seen it with Russell, kind of with his hasty decision-making or lack of decision-making. Defense can get a little bit at times. But, yeah, I still say Seattle wins this one. Shouldn't be a big issue for them, hopefully. And New England Patriots versus the Detroit Lions. The apprentice will be fucked by the master. New England Patriots for the win on this one. I come on, against Detroit Lions, come on. Yeah, Matt Stafford might have a good game, but I think the master will ultimately just Sith lightning zap the fuck out of Matt Patricia, and we'll move on with our lives. Then finally, Monday Night Football, Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Fitzmagic. Is it real? Is Fitzmagic real? Is it Fitzmagic, Fitzception, Fitztrap? What is it? Is it Fitzmagic? Is it Fitzmagic? Is he going to throw for 400 yards again? I have a weird feeling he'll throw for over 300 yards. I don't know. I have a really weird feeling Fitzmagic's going to show up and just rain down on that Steelers defense. And Steelers... what a fucking mess. What a goddamn mess. Le'Veon Bell's not there. Antonio Brown doesn't show up. You guys are screwed. You guys are fucking screwed. And again, as a Seahawks fan, I don't care. I'm kind of happy you guys are screwed. But at the same time, this is pretty bad. The way this is falling apart. And if you're a Steelers fan, I'm pretty sure you have to be upset. This is ridiculous. Steelers used to be that perennial 10-6 team or higher, but now they're kind of looking at a grim 8-8, potential. So I'm gonna call for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to win this game. Pretty easy. I think Fitzmagic's gonna show up. What you guys think about that shit? Let me know. Follow me at the Sky Lounge on all the links in the description below. Comment, subscribe, like this fucking video for more daily content. Now fuck off.